good morning to my lecturer and all my friends. This is an assignment slide presentation from group 3, and my name is Muhammad ASYRAF bin AZAHARRUDIN. Okay, first thing first, the name of the software today. The name is AER Mode Cloud, and the overview is it is an integrated graphical interference of US EPA modeling system. Okay, a little thing about this software is AC is predominantly used in environment impact EIA study for the modeling of the depression of air pollution from various emission sources like point, area, volume, open pit line, and polygon area.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is NURAMIRA and today I would like to continue my part in problem statement. Major development in understanding the BBL from decade ago through numerical modeling, field observation, and laboratory simulation made a huge impact now with latest technologies and have been through a lot of research process. In going through the design process and in considering the nature of present regulatory models, their goal expanded from its early form in addition to improve parameterization of PBL turbulence. Other problems such as plume interaction with terrain, surface releases, building downwash, and urban dispersion were recognized as needing attention. Next is objective. The objective is the model is to dispersion of air pollutant from various emission sources like the point, the area of the area of the research, and so on. The second one is to estimate the spatial distribution for the concentration of the pollutant. That's all for my part. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I'm going to present about location of the research. Okay, air mode was used to model the air dispersion of point and major line emission of particulate matter 2.5 in Halifax and Pictou, and nitrogen dioxide in Halifax and sulfur dioxide in Halifax, Sydney, and Port Hawkesbury in Nova Scotia, Canada. Sources of particulate matter 2.5 and nitrogen oxide and sulfur dioxide in Nova Scotia, Canada are power generation, domestic and industrial space heating via fossil and biomass fuels, construction activity, ship emission, vehicle emission, resuspended dust with the majority 75% being long range transport, LRT originating from the NE, US Interstate 95 corridor, and the Canadian Windsor. The air mode model evaluation showed that there was good agreement between the model and observed sulfur dioxide concentration for the annual and monthly comparison, but less skill at estimating the hourly comparison for sulfur dioxide in Halifax and Sydney. Okay. Air mode show poor model skill at predicting sulfur dioxide in Port Hawkesbury over the same averaging periods. The model evaluation for particulate matter 2.5 in Halifax, particulate matter 2.5 in Pictou, and nitrogen dioxide in Halifax showed poor agreements and model skill. Okay, the surface concentration from the point and major line sources in all domains from all metrics were found to be well below the national air quality standards. Air mode has shown its utility as a suitable model for conducting dispersion modeling from point and line sources in Nova Scotia, with good model skill for estimating annual and monthly sulfur dioxide concentration in Halifax and Sydney. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Next, I will be talking about the research methodology. In our research, there are two methods used to collect the data. The first one is by using the air mode software to model the air quality dispersion, while the second one is through meteorological observations. In the first method, we use the software to model the data of the air quality dispersion by referring to 4 modeling domains, which means that we set 4 points of the location in Nova Scotia to observe the data. The parameters observed are PM2.5, which is the particulate matter less than 2.5 microns, the nitrogen oxide, and the sulfur dioxide. The dataset was then compared with the NAPS, which is the National Air Pollution Surveillance. Now, in the meteorological observations, the air map function in air mode was used to pre-process all the meteorological observations prior to model simulations. The values of the land use parameters, the Bowen ratio, surface roughness was provided in order to generate the wind roses. The wind roses was generated by using the WR plot feature in the air mode. Let's proceed to the modeling results and demonstration parts. First and foremost, let's see the dispersion modeling results from the air mode software. From here you can see this is the table of dispersion results, and it includes the annual, monthly, and hourly air mode estimated and observed concentrations for each metric. In this table, the metric and the domain is categorized, and the concentrations of each metric is listed and compared between the concentration of modeled and the concentration of observed. Besides that, in this table, it also contains different parameters such as R square, which is the performance of the model, the fractional bias, the normalized mean square error, and the fraction of predictions. What comes after the dispersion modeling results is the spatial map of surface concentrations. This map is also generated using the air mode software. From here we can see there are 3 types of map on the right hand side of the slide, which is the PM2.5, the nitrogen oxide, and the sulfur dioxide concentrations distribution respectively. These maps are used to locate the region with the highest and lowest concentration of the pollutions for the comparison's purpose. In the last part of this section, it shows the windrows obtained from the meteorological observations. The windrows shows the wind speed of each region against its direction. It also shows how the variation of the wind speed against the time. And lastly, it shows the annual prevailing wind direction.
Lastly is about the conclusion. For the conclusion, in summary, AR mode cloud has shown that its ability on air pollution software that can predict assessing air pollution depression or air pollution impact that has been implemented around the world. With latest technology, it supports more than we could expect, such as handling multiple sources simulation simultaneously. It just needs extra attention to handle this kind of software, but the result will be worth and prices.